Now junior pony race, and into the lead now comes Ginger, followed by Star as they come on down the track. On the inside is moving up is Michael's Rock as they come to the dip in the track as they set up the hill. It's now Star in the lead by 2 from Michael's Rock. Coming up on the inside is Ginger, and as they come to the wire, it's still anybody's race and it's across the track. And on the inside is Michael's Rock. And they're off. And coming in the lead there is Cheyenne, and coming down the center of the track is Cat, followed by Rocky. Trailing now is Cheyenne. Rocky has the lead as they come neck and neck up the hill. It's Cat, Rocky and Cheyenne coming up the hill. Cheyenne now gets the lead slightly from Rocky. Cat is dropping back as they come on up the hill. Cheyenne has the lead as they come to the wire. Cheyenne by 2, followed by Rocky and Cat. And as they come under the wire, it's Cheyenne, Rocky and Cat. Cheyenne owned by Mrs. And lining up now. The only animal I can identify is the buckskin in the middle, which is Miss Cleopatra. And that must have been a bit of a false start. I believe we've got number 2 there. Don't put me on hold. And we've just actually identified another one there. In the back of red and white silks is Zippy Red, Lee Thomas. So we've got Miss Cleopatra and Zippy Red that we know are running as they line up once again. As they come into line now. And they're off. And Zippy Red and Lee Thomas take the early lead there. And on the rail is an unidentified chestnut mare with a blaze. As they come down the hill, it's the chestnut in the black with Zippy Red behind. And bringing up the rear now is Miss Cleopatra, the little buckskin mare as they come up the hill. Galloping well into the lead. And making a strong run from behind is Miss Cleopatra as they come to the line. It's going under the wire. It will be, in fact, don't put me on hold, and Gail Brightjun, followed by Zippy Red and Lee Thomas, and Miss Cleopatra, Susan Sands.
Masters Chase. They'll be led by the Fieldmaster Leslie Fawkes, who is first whipper in for South Creek Hounds. And once she gives them the go, and they look as though they're on their way at the moment at a nice steady canter down the backstretch. They'll be following the Fieldmaster as they're moving on just nicely now. And I believe we have a loose horse on the course with one of our riders having fallen off by gate 3. So is a loose horse on the course, please. Heads up. Now they're following Leslie Fawkes down the backstretch now and coming into the turn. The well positioned now is the grey of Mike Ferraro and Gracie. As they come round the top of the turn now, still Mike Ferraro and Gracie is in the lead. There's the paint gelding of Brianna Reeves there with Blame It On Pete, and Bud Light and Ashley Thomas, Bold Deal and Sarah Fox and Lauren Bozeman and Bo. as they come to the turn, and I believe our field master will peel off in just a moment. As they're coming to the first coop, they're being led by field master Leslie Fawkes. And we have one run out there, so they're out of the picture. And that was the grey mare of Gracie of Mike Ferraro. And he may well have another run out here. Yeah, he's bypassed that one. The other three just jumping neatly. They come out to the last coop. And Mike Ferraro hasn't jumped any of the coops yet. And Leslie looks as though she's being run away with, and they head for the line in a burst now in our Fieldmaster's chase. And Mike Ferraro is the leader there, and I don't
Our starter today, Jeff Teeter from Camden, South Carolina, a former rider. A lot of experience. And he sends them on their way. And ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 National Steeplechase season is underway as they clear the first. Robin Shower is there on front. As the lead, Patriots Path also right there. Father Paul is 3 lengths back, racing third. As they'll make a left-handed turn now. Patriots Path has this lead by 2. As they're going to hit it for the second fence, and Patriots Path is the leader. Robin Shower continues second. Racing third now is Graham. Father Paul is fourth. And now touchdown over the second. They'll make a left-handed turn up the stretch past the judges' tower the first time. As they'll come to the third. And with the leader, that is Patriots Path, is in the center of the track, is well clear of the others, has it by about 5 lengths. Robin Shower is second. Racing third now is Burst Sign. They're all contenders at this point, very well bunched. Patriots Path is unseated. His rider is a faller at that point. Now taking the lead, Robin Shower comes up. Graham also in the running. Up on the outside, Birth Sign, Nature's Pick right there. Down along the inside, Father Paul as they clear the fourth. Headed now for the fifth. We've got a faller at that fence. That is Birth Sign down. Got a battle on the front end. On the outside, Robin Shower down along the inside as they come into the wings of the fifth. They all touch down safely at this point. Robin Shower is your leader. Graham is second. Sea Chatter now third. Burst Sign fourth. Father Paul is fifth. Instinctive is sixth. Victory is Sweet, and Dance With Me is the trailer. They're all very well bunched. As they cross past Osprey's Watch, and Robin Shower is your leader. On top is Robin Shower, has it by about a length. But inching up on the outside, here comes Sea Chatter, could be a challenger at this point. Graham is third, Birth Sign is fourth, Dance With Me a fifth. Father Paul on the inside is sixth, Victory is Sweet. And Instinctive is the trailer. Headed now into the wings, they touch down after clearing the sixth fence. And along the inside, Robin Shower continues to lead in this event. Sea Chatter is right there, though, stalking that lead as they're again headed down Thoroughbred Hill toward Osprey Watch. They'll make a left-handed turn and headed for the 8th fence. With the lead, Robin Shower is there on top. Sea Chatter is second. Graham continues right there along the inside third. They're all very well bunched. Anybody's race at this point. Very well bunched they are. Robin Shower is the leader on top. Robin Shower has it by only a length. Got some company with Sea Chatter on the outside. Burst Sign hanging tough. Dance With Me is fourth. They clear the 8th. They're still very well bunched. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a horse race. Birth Sign, Robin Shower. Those two will battle as we're coming round to the top of the stretch. They're very well bunched. Birth Sign, Robin Shower. Dance With Me, a Father Paul now making a late bid on the outside as they clear the 9th. They're coming down to the last and with the lead. That is Birth Sign in the center of the track. Down along the inside, Robin Shower up on the outside. Father Paul, Instinctive also on the move. We're nearing the finish. And with the lead, Birth Sign has it. And away they go. Coming to the first fence. Forget the Judge is showing the way in this one. Professor Maxwell is in company on the outside as they clear that first fence. Headed toward Osprey Watch, they'll make a left-handed turn onto the second. Patro Sol is also right there. Forget the Judge on the lead. Professor Maxwell drops back at this point. Here comes Kiss also into the early running as they move round that far turn. Coming to the second, and Forget the Judge is on top, well clear of the others. They touch down safely. Forget the Judge is there. Patro Sol continues. Kiss is a challenger on the outside. They'll cut the corner now, headed for the third. With the lead now, Kiss is in the center of the racetrack, has it along the inside. Kiss is on top. As they now come into the wings of the third, Kiss, Forget the Judge, Patro Sol is racing fourth. Fifth is Professor Maxwell. Flying Visit is fifth. Class Yankee is sixth. Coming now to the fourth. At the fourth, they all touch down safely. Forget the Judge is your leader. Kiss tracking up on the outside. Then there's a gap of about 5 till we get to Patro Sol racing right there. As they head for the sixth, Forget the Judge is there first, touches down safely in the lead. Forget the Judge, Patro Sol, Kiss, as they round the lower turn, headed toward Osprey Watch. Forget the Judge, then Kiss, then 5 lengths back along the inside. Class Yankee continues fourth. Professor Maxwell right there. Flying Visit is fifth. Patro Sol is sixth. Rowland Rowdy. Then the trailer, Why Not Baby. Headed down the backstretch known as Thoroughbred Hill. And Forget the Judge, well clear of the others. This is the final circuit, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming now to the wings of the sixth. And with the lead, Forget the Judge is there. Second of the outside is Kiss. Professor Maxwell is on the move also along the inside. Quickly, there goes Professor Maxwell now challenging. As once again headed down toward the next. With the lead, that is Professor Maxwell and Forget the Judge, Kiss. They're starting to bunch up now on the front end. Class Yankee also right there in the running. Flying Visit right there. Then also Why Not Baby. Headed toward the far turn, they'll make a left-handed turn now. Headed toward the eighth. With the lead, Forget the Judge, Professor Maxwell. Those two pretty much close company still. All contenders are beginning to bunch up as the colors of those riders blend. We've got a horse race developing as they touch down, clearing the eighth. Forget the Judge is on the inside, has the lead. That is Forget the Judge on top. As they round the turn, Class Yankee is right there also in the running. Professor Maxwell, Wild and Righty. They're coming into the wings of the ninth. With the lead, Forget the Judge. Class Yankee now is in the center of the racetrack. Front and center. We're coming down to the last. Class Yankee, Forget the Judge, Professor Maxwell, also right there. As they come down, that's the final fence. And with the lead in the final flight, Class Yankee is there. Forget the Judge, Professor Maxwell. And Why Not Baby at the wire. Class Yankee on top.
Feeling so pretty.
Snowball Flame. Orders, orders. And away they go. Il Capitano, they're all very well bunched now, headed to the first. As they clear the first of 10 fences, and Il Capitano is right there, 2 lengths back, Little Hurt. Then we go back to Raise a Storm, also Snowball Flanagan. Headed for the far meadow, they'll make a left-handed turn going to the second, Il Capitano. Matt McCarring showing the way in this one. Raise a Storm is right there, 2 back, Little Hurt is fourth. For the back is Snowball Flanagan, as they're coming now to the second. Little Earth, the field is all building a strategy at this point. They're all very well bunched. Moving along the inside, Il Capitano, Little Heart is right there. Il Capitano with its lead, further back, feeling so pretty, Snowball Flanagan. They're now headed toward the third. They'll race past the Judges' Tower for the first time. Il Capitano is your leader down along the inside, feeling so pretty. Raise a Storm is right there, Little Hurt, Snowball Flanagan. They're coming to the wings of the third. They jumped up and touched down safely with Il Capitano showing the way. Raise a Storm continues, Little Hurt, feeling so pretty. Snowball Flanagan is right there as they come into the wings of the fourth. Il Capitano is first in the air, touches down along the inside. Has it now down along the inside, 3 parts. Raise a Storm, this field is very well bunched. Now headed toward the fifth fence. Il Capitano is on top, clear by a length. Along the inside, Raise a Storm, feeling so pretty. How would they jump it? They're in the air together. They touch down safely, and they're now on to the sixth, headed toward Osprey Watch. Il Capitano now rounds the turn on top. Raise a Storm along the inside. Little Hort continues fourth, feeling so pretty is fifth. Snowball Flanagan is only 5 lengths off the leader as they round that turn at Osprey Watch, and we're headed down the long straightaway of the back stretch known as Thoroughbred Hill. Il Capitano on top at McCarran is there. Raise a Storm is also right there though, 2 lengths back, feeling so pretty, Little Hurt, and Snowball Flanagan continues coming to the wings of the sixth fence, and Il Capitano is right there. Little Hurt is also right there. Raise a Storm down along the inside, feeling so pretty, Snowball Flanagan. They're all continue to be a very all competitors in this one as we now head toward the far turn. And now they clear the next. Il Capitano, Little Hurt is right there. Raise a Storm also continues. They're very well bunched as the colors of the riders blend. We've got quite a race developing here in the latter stages, the closing stages of this event, with Il Capitano is right there along the inside. Il Capitano and Raise a Storm, Little Hurt is also right there. Snowball Flanagan continues to trail as they clear the next. Il Capitano is right there. Raise a Storm continues. Little Hurt as they turn for home. We've got 2 fences to jump. Il Capitano, Raise a Storm. We've got a real horse race now. Here comes Snowball Flanagan out of hiding, also moving on the outside. Raise a Storm, feeling so pretty also. Nearing the finish, Il Capitano, Little Hurt, Raise a Storm, Snowball Flanagan at the final flight. They're coming now to the finish. Raise a Storm, Il Capitano, Little Hurt on the outside, Snowball Flanagan, Raise a Storm at the wire.
Massey aboard Raise a Storm, congratulations, and you raised a storm coming up the stretch. That was quite a finish.
Yeah, he's a really neat little horse. He always tries his hardest and he makes my job easy.
Well, Robert Massey, congratulations on Raise a Storm. We'll let you get back, savor the victory, and enjoy the rest of the day here at Little Everglades.
Thank you.
And away they go. As they come to the first, Lumiere Sprout is there. Kenny's Crossing is also right there along the inside. Outlaw Kid, they're very well bunched. They're headed now for the second. As they pass Osprey Watch, Outlaw Kid is there. Kenny Crossing along the inside is also second. Shady Valley up is now third. Two back along the inside, racing fourth. That is Anares. As they continue, they'll race through the second fence and they clear it. Outlaw Kid is there first. Shady Valley along the inside, Kenny's Crossing, Lumiere Sprout, and Anares. Those two trail back, but they're only about 5 lengths off the leaders as they'll turn, cut the corner, and come this way en route now to the third fence. Shady Valley is now front and center in the center of the track. Kenny's Crossing, those two will do battle. A speed duel developing. Remember, 2 circuits to go in this, ladies and gentlemen. They touch down over the third fence, now onto the fourth. They're very well bunched. Shady Valley is your leader on top. In the center of the track, Shady Valley, Kenny's Crossing along the inside. Outlaw Kid now moves through along the inside. To the far side, there's Lumiere Sprout, also between Arces and Ares. You can throw a blanket and cover them all at this point. They're very well bunched now, coming into the wings of the fifth. And there first, that is Kenny's Crossing, well clear of the others now by 2 lengths, headed toward Osprey Watch with the lead. Kenny's Crossing is there. Outlaw Kid along the inside. Shady Valley continues. Lumiere Sprout now is on the move in a drive on the outside. Anares is the trailer, but only 5 lengths off the lead as we'll straighten away down the back stretch known as Thoroughbred Hill. With the leader, Kenny's Crossing, 3 parts of a length. Shady Valley on the outside. Those two are level with each other. Down along the inside, Anares continues third. Lumiere Sprout is fourth. Outlaw Kid is fifth as they now come into the wings of the sixth. And with the lead, they all touch down safely. With the lead, that is Kenny's Crossing. Now shooting up on the outside, Shady Valley regains the lead. Shady Valley, Kenny's Crossing along the inside. Lumiere Sprout, though, is right on their heels. Outlaw Kid is racing fourth. Anares is fifth. Headed now for the far turn. Shady Valley is your leader on top, has the inside path. Shady Valley is there. Kenny's Crossing has dropped back. Suddenly, Shady Valley is drawing clear away from the others, headed toward the 8th fence. Shady Valley is on top. Kenny's Crossing along the inside, Lumiere Sprout, but it's all Shady Valley on top as they clear the next. Shady Valley is your leader at this point as they'll now cut the corner here in the final circuit. Shady Valley is on top. Lumiere Sprout now is in a move on the outside. Anares, the Chilean bred, is also right there as we're coming down to the wings of the 9th fence. Shady Valley, Lumiere Sprout, front and center, takes the lead. Anares is also on the extreme far side, takes the lead to the outside. We've got Anares on the outside to the near side. That is Lumiere Sprout. Shady Valley, not much left in the tank there as they clear the final fence. Anares, Lumiere Sprout. Anares up on the outside as they come for the wire. Anares, Lumiere Sprout, Shady Valley.
God. That's a flat.
And away they go. Zykos, right to the lead, front and center, touring England down along the inside. Istanbul followed by JR's Bonus as they round the lower turn, headed toward Osprey Watch. With the lead, touring England, Zykos. Those two are level with each other now. Zykos boldly steps forward, takes the lead. Leaving touring England along the outside, parked up on the outside, Istanbul racing third. JR's Bonus is fourth. Catnip continues fifth. Is Julian is sixth. Eskimo Passion seventh. Bonfo. Ben Ame is the trailer. Moving down the backstretch known as Thoroughbred Hill, and lit the lead. That is Touring England on top, has the inside advantage. Zykos is right there on the outside. They're very well bunched now, headed for the far turn. Touring England, Zykos. Catnipping along the inside. Istanbul continues fourth. Miss Julian is fifth. They're in the far turn. Touring England is leader. Zykos is right there along the inside. Catnipping. Istanbul continues along the inside. For the back, we get to Eskimo Passion. Midway through the turn, Zykos is on top, Touring England. Those two are very near each other. There's about 11 lengths that spread this entire field. Zykos is the one we'll see as we cut the corner headed for home, and Zykos is the leader, Touring England along the inside. Up on the outside, that is Istanbul racing third, JR's bonus. We're nearing the finish, about a quarter mile to go past Flamingo Lake. And with the lead, it is Zykos. On top, Zykos has the lead. Touring England down along the inside. On the extreme outside, here comes Bonfo, also Eskimo Passion. They're under the starter's orders, and away they go. Bonfleur down along the inside takes the early lead. Here comes Class Park, Bold, turning the outside, Grand Skewer. Jay William is the trailer early. They'll come down the long straightaway for the first time toward the Judges' Tower. And Bold Turn is front and center with the lead. Bonfleur down along the inside, Grand Skewer continues third, Class Park. And it's further back to Jay William, who can see the entire field at this point as the race past the Judges' Tower, headed toward the lower turn, and Osprey Watch with the lead. That is Bold Turn in the center of the track. On top, Bold Turn. Bonfleur is challenging along the inside, Grand Skewer. Those three are all right there together. Then suddenly it's a gap of 10 to get to Class Park, another gap of about 8 to Jay William. We'll straighten away now for the run down the long straightaway. This is the back stretch. This is Thoroughbred Hill. We've got three together. Bold Turn along the inside, Grand Skewer on the outside. Bonfleur is between those two as they continue down the back stretch. A little over a half mile remaining, and Bold Turn is your leader. Grand Skewer now inches up on the outside. We've got a real horse race here. It's a threesome at this point. Down along the inside, Bold Turn, Grand Skewer, right there. Bold Turn, Grand Skewer. Also, Bonfleur now moves through along the inside, has the best position down along the inside railing. To the near side, that is Bonfleur. Grand Skewer now inches back up. They're jockeying back and forth for position as they're midway through the turn. They'll make one more left-handed turn at the top of the stretch as they come for home. And with the lead, Bonfleur, Grand Skewer, those two are together. Bonfleur down along the inside, Grand Skewer. It's going to be between those two at this point. Bold Turn's got a lot of room, a lot to make up to catch these two. Down along the inside with the lead, that is Bonfleur, has it by 5. Grand Skewer on the outside. Bold Turn's way back out of the contest at this time. Bonfleur has the advantage. On top is racing a while now, well clear of the others. Bonfleur has it now by about 8 lengths, opening to 9, maybe 10 at the wire. Bonfleur on top.
Flat race here this afternoon, and we need the runners to the paddock, please, for our 7th.
And away they go. First away, there is Admiral Slew, son of Triple Crown winner Seattle Slew, right to the front, but is soon passed by Concord Gone, and he's gone with an early lead of about 5 headed toward Osprey Watch. Concord Gone, Admiral Slew along the inside. Also right there has moved up, that is Nasty Trader. 2 back along the inside, Negativet. Groovy's Rose is now racing 5th. They're very well bunched as we move down the backstretch, headed toward Thoroughbred Hill. And with the lead down along the inside, Concord Gone, Negativet. 2 back along the inside, it's Admiral Slew. 2 more back, Groovy's Rose, the Nasty Trader. Further back along the inside is High Watermark, and Nick Sprout is the trailer. Negativet on the outside to the far side has the lead 3 parts of a length. Concord Gone, then 3 back. That is Admiral Slew, continues racing 4th. Groovy's Rose is 5th. They're headed for the far turn, and Negativet is your leader by 3. Concord Gone is second by about 2 lengths. Groovy's Rose, then Admiral Slew along the inside. Here comes Nick Sprout in a drive. There's about 10 lengths separate this entire field, with Negativet showing the way in this one. Groovy's Rose, Concord Gone. Admiral Slew continues right there. We've got 3 across the front of the track now as they come for the top of the stretch. Groovy's Rose in the extreme outside, Concord Gone, Negativet down along the inside. Now suddenly, Groovy's Rose takes the lead front and center as they come toward Flamingo Lake. We've got a little more than a quarter mile to go. Groovy's Rose is your leader. Admiral Slew up on the outside now takes the lead. Admiral Slew is the leader. Here comes Nick Sprout on the inside. Groovy's Rose. Admiral Slew now beginning to draw away, but here comes Nick Sprout along the inside coming for the wire. Admiral Slew on top.
Winning our final race of the day.